and YouTube. Hope you're all well. As my wife says, it's definitely squinting weather today. Fantastic, glorious sunshine here in the UK. Blue skies, not a cloud in sight. So that's nice. Not the best weather for welding. This Paul Gilson, I'll tell you, he's a fellow welder from Rochester in New York. Paul the Pipe Guy, if you've not seen his channel, he's an interesting, fun guy. Check him out. Musician as well, I believe. So today I'm going to be doing a more in-depth review on this pipe that I received from Simon upon my visit to London, and it is the LCS green stemmed Lavat. Look at that, absolutely stunning little pipe. Truly stunning. Saddle bit, I've been desperately trying to break it in because I've been wanting to try this special latikia flake, and I'd like this to be my new latikia pipe, so I finally got it. There's the stamping, look, beautiful stamping. It actually has my name on it. So I'll stick a filter in it. Beautiful drilling. 100% central. Might just be a little bit of tobacco in there. Look. Of course, Blitz filters. One of my favourite filters. No other particular reason other than they seem to sit nice with me. And this is the tin, the special latikia flake I got from Simon. Date the 20th. So a couple of months it'll be 2 years old. It had a little tiny pop when I opened it. And look at if you can see, look how it's been bleeding through the parchment paper. One second, let me have a look at this. I'll just take this call. Sorry about that. You know what they say, there's no rest for the wicked. So I'm not going to give my initial thoughts on this Jermaine's special latikia flake. Gary from Old and Out the Way gave me some great advice. You know, really get familiar with the blend, because sometimes you can really get the wrong opinion about something. So, and I think that's amplified, especially with a new pipe smoker. Sorry about that, yet another phone call. So, as I was saying about the special latikia flake, it's got a lovely tin note. Surprisingly, for me, even though it's obviously a latikia forward, you can really smell the Virginia in it. But well, I'll do more on that at some other point. Obviously this is more about the pipe. I'll tell you what I'm impressed with, you know, the placement of the briar. He's done a fantastic job. You've got the straight grain on the front and the back, the bird's eye on each side and on the stem here. And I love how we've got briar either side the band and dormant. I know Simon's not been making pipes all that long in comparison to some other pipe makers. I feel he's a real creative guy. I've always found Simon really good to work with, even before we became friends. Very professional. Seems to put a lot of time into discussing what you want when you're commissioning a pipe. Also, I think a couple of times I gave him hardly any guidelines as to what I'd like. Just sort of said, you know, I want a motor pipe and do what you see's fit. I think he seems to research your pipes, what you've got, and things like that, to see what you like and come up with something different to what you've got, but along the same lines of your smoking style, the pipes that you like. I think that's a nice personal touch. I think Jack Ryan does the same, and it's fantastic. Sorry about that. Still delivery now. I only wanted a quick 10 minutes for a video. So as I was saying, I admire any pipe maker that's making pipes for a living outside of a hobby. You know, as a small business owner, I understand at the side of when you're making a pipe for a hobby, you sort of need to cover your costs and you want to make some money, but if the pipe takes longer than you thought or runs into any extra costs, you sort of, you know, as long as you're earning a bit of money, you can think, well, the pipe's fantastic, I've earned X amount, and that's all good. But when you're making a pipe for a living, you can't afford for it to run on. You have to make quick and decisive decisions, you know, and it has to make money, because you need to earn X amount of money every day, every week, to put a roof over your head. So I really admire pipe makers, or any business that is trying to make a go of it, because you encounter all sorts of things. You know, you're making a pipe and the stem cracks, or the drilling's not good, or the briar's got unusable. You know, it's all eating into your profits. Not to mention, you might sit there for half an hour thinking, how are you going to progress? How are you going to do the next step? You know, it's all eating into your profits. It's a completely different dynamic making a pipe for a living than it is for a hobby. So, and anybody who's making pipes for a hobby, I am no way calling them whatsoever. It's a fantastic hobby, but what I'm saying is, it's a more relaxed atmosphere. You know, you can do things in less of a rush, you know. So I really admire the, you know, sorry I keep repeating myself, but it's really good for the pipe maker that's making it for a living, because also it's not got to become mature, otherwise you're then ruining your hobby, which is pipe smoking. So that's why I like to help out these little guys as much as I can, because I know how hard it is with cash flow and things like that. Sometimes life's hard, it really is, and it's not through hard work, and it's not through trying. And I once remember speaking to a guy who I used to work for. I don't know how much his business is worth, but I imagine turnover alone is millions. And I said to him, he said, "How you going? With your business, how you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing all right. Every month, on average, less of a struggle as the months go by. We're doing really well. I'm happy with it. The main thing is we're enjoying things." I said, "But I can't wait to be in a position where you are, where you're more comfortable for money." And he said, "No, it don't work like that." He said, "The more money you earn, the more trouble you have." He says, "In fact, the more money you turn over, potentially the less money you earn, and the more heartache you have." He says, "That bit never changes." So you've got to love what you do, because you definitely have a lot less stress working for somebody else. My dad always says, when you work for somebody you have one boss, when you work for yourself you have 100 bosses, and they're called your customers. And it's true. When they say jump, you have to say how high. That's what gets you the repeat work, doing your best for your customer. And they are always right, and they're the ones that tell you what to do. So there's some common misconceptions busted there. I also need to get in touch with BJV Pipes, Bubba. He's making some fantastic pipes. I haven't seen him in person, but the quality looks phenomenal. So that's definitely somebody I need to get in touch and commission a pipe. The only thing that's stopping me is I don't know exactly what I want, but as soon as I know what I want, I hope that he's still commissioning pipes, and I hope that he'll take my commission on, because that'll really make my collection complete. Well, it's never complete, is it? But completer for now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've really cut down on buying pipes. It was getting crazy. So I won't be buying any more pipes this month, just for the simple reason you can have too many. But I've still not yet smoked my pipe from Jack Ryan. Working around to it. Can't wait. Looks a stunning pipe, and for the money, I don't think you can go wrong. It's all about the money, isn't it? You've got to start somewhere. As your skill level goes up, so can your money. And I think that's another struggle for pipe makers, what to charge. What can you charge for your pipe? Sometimes, I know with me, sometimes I look at a job there and I think, the time I've spent on it, it ought to be double what it's worth. And my grandfather always says, it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay, and that's true. And I find that's the hardest part about business, pricing jobs. Because most customers aren't going to tell you if they think it's too dear. They're just not going to use you again. everybody's got to make money, and it's just finding that balance, you know. I've just had a notification come up that Jack Ryan's done his blowfish bite, which I've been watching the progress with that, so I'll have to check that out in a moment. But it was just a ramble today. And I'm really enjoying this Latakia flake, so thank you very much for that, Simon. I hope that you, I think he's going to call me today. We're going to try and sort out what blasting cabinet he needs that's compatible with that compressor. I'm no expert with shot blasting, but my friend's time served, and so does his dad with blasting, so maybe he can help Simon out. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Simon do some sandblast pipes. That's another string to his bow. So I've gone on enough. Until next time, keep it lit.